Alright, Shalom, Shalom. Once again, this is the brother number one coming to you with another lesson. All through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwatash. I give the honor to the apostles and the elders, as always, of Great Millstone. And peace and blessings and salutations to all the brothers out there laboring in this truth. And all the Arkim and the Arquath out there that is supporting the prophets and believing on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man, faith in truth and in sincerity, man. So what I want to talk about, because as I just mentioned, you have the faithful of our people, man, but then you have what is commonly known of our people as the coons, man. Right? Every time I look around on social media, there's some coon trying to talk about, how we're supposed to be together, we're supposed to come together as a people, and we're just as bad. If we say certain things, we're just as bad as our enemies and whatever. It's like they're still in this state. It's 2022, man, and you still haven't recognized who the villain is. You still haven't recognized who the villain is, man. So these devils have had, and I'm not just talking about the Edomites. I might just add that I'm talking about all these other heathen nations, man. They've all had an opportunity to do better by us, man, and none of them have done that. Right? And none of them have done that. And look, why would they? They're in positions of power above us, all of the other nations, man. And the basis of them, with the Edomites, is right on top of us, man. But you still got our people out here trying to side along them, man, talking against, Jakes who have a certain animosity against Esau, man, and these other heathens. It's crazy. They're actually sick. They're mentally sick, man. All right. It doesn't matter what you do. These devils are gonna pay anyway. All right. Your mission statement is Your mission statement, trying to say that we should all get along is incorrect, man. Because first and foremost, it's not us that have done Esau the wrong, it's Esau that's done us the wrong. So if anyone has to make amends, it's Esau. But he's never going to do that, man. He's the wicked. Alright? He is the wicked. Alright? So, let's just read some scriptures anyway, man. Because I want to talk about what's coming for these heathens, man. There ain't no getting along, man. We get along where we have to get along, man. We're wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Other than that, man, all these heathen nations are going to get what's coming to them, alright? Obadiah, verse 14 says, it's like verse 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, Zion, Israel, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. And that's especially for those Edomites, man, because we're going to get into that. Alright. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness. Because that's what we're missing as a people, holiness, man. That separation from the rest of these heathens, man. Worshipping our power, having our back once again, our laws, statutes, and commandments, man. Alright, our righteousness will come back. It says, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. We're going to take everything what these heathens have got is going to become, it's ours anyway, but we're truly going to possess it, man. Because this world was made for our sakes. So all of this, you know, there's a what is it? Stockholm syndrome, man. That's what it is. Stockholm syndrome. Becoming empathetic and sympathetic towards your what's the word I'm looking for? So like, I can't remember the word I'm looking for. Trying to think of it now. Your captors, man. Your captors. Yeah, having empathy and sympathy towards your captors, the very people that are trying to destroy you. You want to join hand in hand with them, man. It makes no sense. That's why you Jakes out there are finished, man. And them same people that you're trying to get along with, man. You watch when the shit hits the fan out here, man. They're gonna be putting you to the sword, man. Especially out there in Babylon, man. When them Jakes are acting the fool, and these Edomites are running around in the forests and that, or at a gun range practicing how to shoot you, how to kill you, man. All right, look at that video that was out the other day, man. With that Atlanta, I think it was an Atlanta police officer, draping up some Israelite woman and her husband for some minor infraction at a park, man. Trying to prove to master how loyal they are, and that's what that is, man. That's all that is, and he should be, look, at the end of the day, if that woman just complied in the first place, man, and I hate to say that, in truth, but in this society, we have to follow the rules of Esau, man. So if she just complied in the first place instead of trying to get on our high house, and she shouldn't even been talking anyway. Her husband should have been doing the talking. You can find a video out there if you haven't seen it already. It's kind of viral. But her husband should have been doing the talking, man. And if he'd have been doing the talking, I can guarantee you that wouldn't have ended that way, because he wouldn't have been right. He would have been running off. What's the word I'm looking for? Listen, it's hot, man. It's hard to remember what you're trying to think sometimes. But she was running off emotions, man. He would have come more straightforward with it, and that is why, man. That whole flip side of who's in charge. But anyway, I digress, man. All right, these coons, man, are gonna realize sooner or later that these other nations hate you, and they show you at every available opportunity. Anyway, reading on. Verse 18 says, the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. Right, so the house of Jacob and Joseph, that's the fuel, man, to burn up, to destroy the house of Esau, man. Right, because when Yahushua comes back, he's going to put in charge the angels and the 144 soldiers, man. Right, the elect, to put this place in check. Right. It says and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle them, burn them up, and devour them, destroy them, and there shall be not any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it. Right. So this is after. So that non-remaining is after the revival of the kingdom, and putting these heathens in check, and putting these Edomites in hardcore captivity, bondage, man. And then after a set time, they're going to be destroyed, man. And they of the south shall possess the mountain of Esau, and they of the plain, and they of the plain of the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead. And the captivity of this host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Zarephath. And the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Shepharad, shall possess the cities of the south. And Saviour shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. So all these nations are going to be under possession, man. All right. So you need to can this all getting along. First and foremost, there ain't that much time left anyway. All right. Like these other nations have had hundreds and hundreds of years to do better. And you Jakes are still at the bottom, and you still believe that you're gonna, with the help of these heathens, gonna get out of this mess. Listen, do you know what? In fact, let me just get where is it? Psalms 83, man. Psalms 83, I just jumped to 2. It says, "For lo, thine enemies," right? So this is talking to the children of Israel, man. "For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones." Right? "They have said, Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance." And that happened through captivity, man. Being brought over to the different lands, you know, mainly the land of the north, mainly Babylon, aka America, and Great Britain, and put in bondage, man, and being stripped of our names, our religion, right? Because we do have a religion, right? The knowledge of our power, our language, our customs, everything, man, to the point where now there is none of us remaining other than the prophets of the Lord that actually know who we were. Imagine that. So it's so far gone that there is not a person that doesn't know, without the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, that knows our history. That's mad. Completely wiped from all of our knowledge, man. It says, verse 5 says, "For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, Ishmaelites, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and Hagarenes, Gebal, Ammon, and Amalek, Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre." That's the so-called white man, the so-called Arabs, the so-called Chinese, the so-called Japanese, the so-called Africans, the so-called Jews. Yeah, I said it, because they ain't the real Israelites, man. All right, that's a fact. You know. These people hate us, man, and they show it all the time, man. So and that's why we look so pathetic to the rest of these nations, man, because they see that. They see us begging for acceptance. You got the so-called black man running around with substandard Edomites, man. Look, even if you're gonna get with an Edomite in this kingdom, man, just to do what you gotta do, at least get something decent, man. But these jakes are running around with the bottom of the barrel Edomites, man. And just like the so-called black woman, man, she's running around picking average looking Edomite men because they got good credit. It's typical woman trying to get up. Hypergamy is what it's called, man. Right, look that word up. This is sad, man. It's pathetic, man. I'm looking for Maccabees. So this is talking about. This is going back to the time of the Maccabees, where they were oppressed, the Greeks oppressing us and making us Hellenistic and all of this stuff, man. But there's a good point, because this point still stands. I'm just going to read the point. So for First Maccabees 2:10, it says, "What nation hath not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?" All these nations, they feed off of us, man. We go spend our money in their shops. Everywhere we go, we're spending our money in their shops. We don't have any shops to spend money in, so therefore, all Jake does is make our enemies richer. Just like in the curses, man. Everything that we put our hand to will fail, man. You know, the heathens will be above us and we'll be below them, man. Paraphrasing. Proverbs 11:21 says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So, and that's not talking about all Israel, man. Right? That's talking about the believers. But, you know, it doesn't matter what happens, man. The wicked will be punished for their sins, man. It doesn't matter how many Jakes try and befriend them and try and get them to understand and be what they call them allies. That's pathetic, man. You're going into your enemy to beg them for help. They don't give a shit about us, alright? They don't give a shit. They're alright putting on a facade, pretending that they care about us, right? Because it just makes them look and feel good. But really and truly, they're monsters. They're actually monsters. Well, that Jane Elliott proved it when she asked the whole entire crowd of people to stand up if they want to be treated like we're treated in society, and no one stood up because they knew how not only we're treated but how they treat us and how they view us, man. So the moral of this story is to stop sucking up to these demons, man, who have no thought of you. You think Edomites are going to sleep thinking about how to help Jake at night? You think they were having sleepless nights when Jakes are getting gunned down by the police and all of that, or when they're stabbing up each other in the streets? No, they don't care. I'm just gonna get a couple more scriptures, man. Straight to the point, man. Revelation 2:25 says, "But that which I have already told, that which ye have already hold fast, but that which ye have already hold fast till I come." The Spirit, this truth, man, the faith. We have to hold on to that until Yahweh Shai comes, man, so we can see him in all his glory, putting our enemies where they should be, man, under his foot. Right? It says, verse 26, "And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations." That's rulership, man. It says it anyway. "And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of potter shall, and as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father." Right, and it reminds me of something else actually. What I was just talking about. Let's go to Wisdom Song 5. Starting from the top. Jeez, man. Yeah. "Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such have afflicted him and made no account of his labours." Listen, man. The reason why these nations are in power and rich is because they used us to gain their power and their wealth. You know, a little known fact which every time I mention it disgusts me. That up until 2015 in the UK, taxpayers, and I've been a taxpayer since I was young working, have been paying, basically paying reparations, let's put it that way, let's call it that, to companies, corporations that owned slaves, man. Because after the abolishment, they had to compensate the slave owners, man, because it was legal. So they couldn't just take away the slaves and not compensate them for their loss of earnings, but compensate the slave owners for their loss of earnings, man. So basically, what I'm telling you is, if you're an Israelite and you've been living in the UK and you've been working for however long up until 2015, paying your taxes like any normal person does in this country, and you've been paying towards your ancestors' captors, man, your ancestors' captors' compensation, I should say, and that's some wicked shit, right? And it says, and made no account of his labours, man. Listen, man, anytime we bring up what they done to us, they will tell us to get over it, man. It's in the past. Yet 101-year-old Nazi war criminals are getting sent down, man. They don't forget that, though, do they? They don't get over that. Anyway, reading on. It says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all they looked for. Yeah, the same people that, have no trouble sleeping at night, knowing the pain and suffering that our people go through. And look, it's deserved, I will say that, because, we're under the curses, man. The Lord's punishing us. But still, the scriptures talk about the wicked further in the affliction, man. So they've gone too far. It says, reading on, it says, and they shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. And they, repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honour. How is he numbered among the children of the Most High, and his lot is among the saints? Yeah, so we don't need to beg and plead and try and join with these wicked nations, man, because the Lord has got us, man. And even the wicked of our people are going to reign supreme over the rest of these heathens in due time, man, in the kingdom, and when they come back through childbirth, man. All right. So the Lord has got us, man. I'm going to get one more scripture, man. 2 Thessalonians 1:6, seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahweh to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you, and to you who are troubled, rest with us, when the Lord Yahweh shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels, in flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that know not Yahweh, and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahweh Mashiach, who shall be punished with everlasting destruction from the presence of the Lord and from the glory of his power. Listen, man, and that goes for our people, man. You coons out there trying to represent with the so-called white man and all these other heathens, man, but mainly the white man. Remember when we used to teach in certain spots, man, and we'd show who can be saved, man, and the first thing that would come out the mouths of our people, especially the so-called black women, would be these famous words: what about the white man? That's the first people they think about, man. So they're living in your heads rent free, man. All right, but your precious Edomites are gonna be destroyed, man. So anyway, man, with that, I'm gonna close out, man. Lord willing, there's edification in there. And once more, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai for allow me to do this lesson. Lord, when it was edifying, and with that I say shalom to the next one.